The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi students, welcome to our computer application virtual class. How are you all? Fine. Hope you all are safe and healthy and hope you all are enjoying the virtual classes. Right? Yes. So this is our first computer application session and we will start with our chapters. Right? Okay. So children, we all know that computers play a very important role in our society. Yes. In early days, it is invented only for doing calculations, but nowadays each and every fields and industries need computer technology or computer knowledge. Right. So it is essential to know about the fundamental units of computers. Right. So from our first chapter, we are going to learn the basic concepts of computers. Right. So our chapter is fundamentals of computers. Let's start with the chapter. So children, our first chapter is fundamentals of computer. Yes. So let's start with the chapter and the first topic is data and information. See children, most of us are thinking these two terms carry same meaning. Right. Yes. Is it so? No. See, as a computer application student, you have to know what is exactly data and what is exactly information. Right? So you have to distinguish the meaning between these two terms. Let's see what is the difference. Yes. So children, first one is data. See, what is data means? Simply we can tell that data are some facts or figures. That means numbers, names or any other quantities which doesn't give you any information. See children, see these examples. See, there are some names and some numbers, right? So, did you get any idea from this figure? No. Yes. Maybe it's this student's marks, or it may be their attendance in month-wise, or yes. So it may be anything. So you cannot tell exactly what it is, like because we didn't get any idea from this particular figures. Right? Data denotes raw facts and figures such as numbers, names, figures, quantities, etc. And that can be processed or manipulated. Yes, you can process this, but you will not get any idea on these figures. Right? So data means it's a particular raw facts or figures, and you will not get any idea or information from this particular figure. Right? That is what data. Now, see the next example. See the table. Yes, the same data we processed as a table. Yes, we just transformed it into a table format. Yes, but here you can tell that these are the marks of these three students in three various subjects. Right? So that means I have 45 marks in English, 50 marks in Hindi, likewise. Right? So information is a processed form of data. Yes, you processed the particular data into a table format and now you get the information. When the data are specified with suitable labels, yes, we put some labels here and it becomes the information about the student. Right? So data means you will not get any idea and information means it's a processed form of data. You process the data into a informative format. That means here the particular data you transformed it into a table form. Here you got an information. Right? Yes. So these are the differences between data and information. Right? See, data, raw facts but information is similar to the finished product. Then data cannot be directly used. Yes, you cannot use the data directly, and adds to knowledge and helps in taking decisions. See, in this example, we can tell that Adarsh got 28 marks in computer. That means less mark in computer. Right. So the particular student can take a decision that he has to improve in the particular subject. Right. So you can take decisions as on the basis of information. Then does not give precise and clear sense. You will not get a clear idea. And here information is clear and meaningful. Right. So children, I hope you understood what is data and what is information. Right. Yes children. So the next topic is data processing. See, data processing means converting a data into a information by doing some operations. Yes. On the previous example, we converted the particular data into a table format, that is to the information, right? So data processing means the operations or activities which is performed to convert a data into a information, right? Data processing refers to the operations or activities performed on data to generate information, just converting the data into the information, right? So see this figure, there are three data, right? Data 1, data 2, data 3. For example, 3 students marks, right? So 3 inputs, right? Data is the input. Okay, so data is the input to the process and information is the output from the process. Clear? So here input is data and the output is information. That means finished product or result. Right? So data processing means converting the data into the information. Right? Okay. So hope you understood this. So children, next is, I know you all are familiar with Egazalam, right? Single window system, right? And do you know the procedures or what are the process in Egazalam? Yes. So first you have to give your details through the application form, and on the final they gave you the allotment list, right? So what are the steps in Egazalam? Let's see one by one. Okay. So first step is you have to give your data through a application form, right? So the particular authorities will collect your data, right? This. Second, next thing, they will fed your data into the computer, right? So you are giving through application form. Then they have to add that details into the computer, right? Then third step, they have to store this data, right? Because you are giving an application form, they are just adding to the computer. Next is they have to store it into the computer, right? Then fourth one, they have to process it, right? So based on your marks, they have to do some calculations, categorization or sorting, filtering. Yes. So the fourth step is they have to process the data, right? Then fifth, then on the basis of the processing, they have to create a output or they have to create a allotment list, right? Then on the last stage you will get your allotment list, right? Yes. So there are 6 stages or 6 steps of Egazalam, right? So again I am repeating, what are the steps? First you have to give your data through the application form, right? And second, the authorities will add the data into the computer. Then they have to store the data. Yes, they have to collect all the data from different students, right, or different candidates. Then they have to store the data. And the fourth step is they have to process the data. Yes, they have to do calculations or categorization, sorting, right, etc. So based on your marks, or if maybe some students have some sports mark. So based on that, they have to do the processing. Yes, then they have to create the allotment list based on the processed data, and on the final they have to distribute the allotment list, right? So these are the 6 stages. Same thing we can tell in the data So data processing also consists of 6 stages. See, what are they? For diagram, data capturing, input, processing, output, distribution. See this, dark lines denotes the flow of activities and see the dotted lines is optional. Okay, see the dotted lines denotes the optional activities and this one dark lines denotes the flow of activities. So the first stage is data capturing. So on the particular example, you are giving your data and the authorities will collect the data. Yes, that is what data capture, collecting data. Then input. They have to fed the data into the computer, right? So that is input. Then see on the dotted lines, they have to store, right? Storage means storing the data. Because they have to collect the details of different candidates, so they cannot do the storage process at the same time, right? So they have to store the data and it is optional. Then processing. So as I told you, they have to do some calculations or categorization based on the candidate's marks. Then the output. So based on the processed data, they have to create the allotment list. Then on the final stage, they have to distribute the allotment list to the candidates and as well as to the schools. So distribution is the final stage or final product. So the first stage is capturing data, then input of data, storage of data, processing or manipulating data, output of information, distribution of information. Yes children? So children, hope you understood the session well, right? And if you have any queries, contact me. Yes, I will send you the activities separately. So do it and send it to me. Right. So try to go through this condensed. Those who have textbook. Okay. So see you on the next session. Be safe. Be healthy. Thank you.